Hey guys, it's Will again, Music Protest, and we're doing Sound Roundup. I'm looking today at Mood Reel. So Mood Reel is new to Ableton 11, and it sounds like it's looking for kind of, it's going to add to your library some ambient sounds, maybe some kind of drone type stuff. Might be useful in conjunction with Drone Lab that we talked about a little while ago. So let's switch over to my desktop here and just take a look at what Ableton has to say about it. So tags are down here. Let's just kind of take a look here. So experimental, cinematic, ambient, all that. Seems to me like, you know, it's probably they're trying to go after people who home studio composers or electronic musicians who are kind of looking to create maybe some more like pad vibes, or looking for something they can gate, or just create general like more emotional context. So they say, set the scene with a collection of sounds for making music with a modern narrative feel. I feel like that is them saying, you know, that this is for composers. This is for people who are trying to work on maybe music for TV or film or game music. So this would be really, we might find, I'm hoping that we'll find, this is really good for that kind of purpose. Evocative layered instruments. So we can expect to see a lot of instruments. In fact, down here we can see in the contents, 317 presets, 22 live sets, 162 live clips. So probably these presets, you know, they're making up the bulk of the content. So there's definitely an emphasis here on layered instruments more than, say, loops and one-shots, that sort of thing. So combining organic and synthetic sounds, textural elements, create a mood. Let's listen to some of the demos. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to start that over again so that we can hear it. Okay, so there's some kind of rhythm, some pulsing, kind of swelling type rhythm in there. Kind of sound effects, mood. Sounds like a movie trailer. A lot of interesting stuff in there. I like to just listen to these samples just to get kind of like a general feel. Let's do one more here. So I'm curious, you know, there's been some sounds in there like these strings. That's definitely a synthetic sound, but I'm wondering if like that and the bells are all in there. So I definitely want to see like what the scope and range of these instruments are. Maybe they're using collision for some of those like bell type sounds. I'm assuming these demos are always made exclusively with the sound pack that they're talking about. All right, developed by Ableton, contributions by a number of sound pack developers, designed to invoke different spaces and settings, cinematic sounds, racks for depth and texture, enhanced sonic artifacts, sample libraries full of characterful sounds, I'm not sure that's a word I've heard before, that have been recorded and processed to highlight their unusual textures and timbres. So, pack contents, 295 plus instrument racks, so that's a ton. 20 drum racks, All right, maybe those are drum racks for percussion, or maybe they're drum racks for like these instrument or these sound effects, experimental sound effects, those bells and that sort of thing. 20 audio effect racks, construction kits, MIDI clips, samples, 2,800 samples. So this is a fairly large 4.2 gigabyte sound pack. So there's really a lot here. This pack is part of a series inspired by our favorite music, created by Ableton in collaboration with leading sound designers. Might also like big band. I'm not sure what the connection there is. Indian Raga seems tenuous. Microtron captures saturated orchestral sounds. So not really strong indicators from the other associations here, but I definitely think this is headed towards like the game music scene. So this would be great for making game music, trailer music, underscore, stuff like that. So let's move over here and look at it on my push. All right, so let me see. I am up there. All right, so let's start a little bit with looking at some devices and sounds and stuff, right? So I'm on a MIDI channel right now. Gonna go down to mood reel. And there it is. So we've got audio effects racks. We got mixing effects, spatial effects, transformatives. Then we got drum racks. Got a lot of these. I'm curious if these drum racks, so yeah, they're like going to be kind of pretty experimental. Not really drum racks, they're just using drum racks to hold samples. Really interesting sounds. I like this. I'm going to load up this Doom Drums kit. See what it's got. See what it's got going on. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, one thing we could do is we could load up like, a straight up, and I'm just thinking about like ways to start using this, because when I'm playing this, it's not exactly intuitive to me exactly how to make a beat out of that. I mean, I can start sequencing it. Okay, so that sets me up with kind of like, I mean, obviously that's a pretty unconventional drum sound, but I really like it. I like that the mood it's creating is like dark and heavy, and those are compelling sounds to me. So let's go look at some of the other sounds, moving away from the drum racks. So far, I really like this instruments. Brass, wow, broken keys. Brooding brass. Ooh, I like is great for games. Great for game music here. So. So that's, I'm going to start my loop there. Actually, first I'm going to go ahead and quantize these just so that when I do cut the loops, everything shows up correctly. Let's see, quantize. I'm going to go ahead and quantize these to quarters just to be safe. There we go. And then start my loop position there. And my loop length is just going to be... guess I'll go with 16 loops, 16 bars at least. There is really a ton of cool stuff you could do with this kind of pack. I'm really impressed with the ambient quality of it. It reminds me quite a bit of the kinds of sounds that I get from Native Instruments. I feel like Native Instruments sounds tend to be a little more modern, which is great for game music and film cues and stuff. This is like some vocal. Go ahead and load that up here. Let's see. Gonna just blend these a little bit better. Oops. Let's go ahead and see what kind of effects they have on. I'm going to go ahead and look in the pack here. This is a really cool pack. I like this a lot. I could definitely get a lot of inspiration for just making some cool audio effects racks, mixing spatial effects. I want to see. I mean, it's always hard to tell because you can't actually hear a preview of the effects racks. So let's just go with this edge of time, see what that gives us. So we've got chorus amount, chorus rate, phaser, echo, reverb. So yeah, this device has quite a lot going on in it. So let's see what that sounds like. Take out the phaser. Take out the echo. Take out the chorus. Don't think it needs any extra reverb. So I've got a lot of other stuff in here. Right. But let's just go with the first kind of page of this here. So this makes it really nice for, I mean, so far, like, I'm really impressed with what I could do with this, like, compositionally, to come up with, you know, sorry, I got distracted here. I want to make sure that you can see what's going on all my screens, but lately I've been having problems with my monitor. I just have to get a new monitor. But I'm definitely really, I feel like I could come up with a lot of new ideas just from the sounds. I like the name Mood Reel. It conveyed to me that maybe it was about making game music, making film music, trailers, that sort of thing. Something that would give space, ambience, mood, texture, character, sort of sounds to work with more than just like instruments, just patches. And finding stuff like that that's modern, that sound original, sound like, you know, just that they're modern, that they're using like modern day effects. Not just like a wash of reverb or something, but like interesting original sounds, decomposed sounds, you know, sound design in addition to aspects of like using delays and stuff like that. And this pack really seems to be doing that really well. So if you're into game music, if you are into composing for movies and TV, or underscore music, if you are doing all that stuff, I think this pack would be really great. If you're mainly a live performer, then I think what you could lean on here is loading up some of these instruments and effects. I mean, these effects are, this is very performable, being able to like, you know, record some automation on these. Have that automation run. Could be like a really, could add a lot of depth and character to your live performance, to just put your set in a different mood, you know. I mean, these are pretty dark sounds. I don't necessarily think all of the sounds have to be dark. So let's see if we were to, let's see if we can find some sounds that aren't dark, you know. Let's go down to the pack again. But yeah, as a live performer, using this to like just add mood and context could be really cool. So let's see, dark textures, obviously, ethereal pads. Yeah, so I mean, there's actually quite a lot here that you could ominous pads, melodic arps. Yeah. So not dark at all, you know, like that's So I just wrote a little bit of automation there on the device here on this filter cutoff. But you know, like, that's not a dark sound at all. That's just kind of like a cool sound. Sounds a little brighter, you know, might be good for creating like a mood of increasing pace, or kind of like going somewhere, curiosity, optimism, you know, the conclusion of a phase in a game or in a movie or something. So it's not necessarily a dark sounding, but obviously it has a lot of range, and these instruments have a lot of kind of fun, intuitive, automatable macros already set up. So it's actually going to be a pretty good match for performance. Now, I do want to maybe just take a few minutes and look at the samples in here, because I think they said like, let's just go and check out. They said there was like 2,800 samples or something. Yeah, 2,800 plus samples. So it's a lot of samples. And they also have 3 demo sets. I guess, you know, let's see what those demo sets sound like. Maybe they'll give us ideas, or maybe they're just the same as the samples that we heard before. All right, I do not need this. Well, I'll save this, sure. I'll go ahead and save this to, what was it? Oh yeah, mood reel. There you go. And then let's hear the demo project that it's bringing up, because these are oftentimes just the same as, you know, what's on the sample web page up here as audio samples. It's taking a while, I guess, to load up this project or something. Not sure what's going on. There you go. So kind of tense. Really cool sounds. This instrument, Reflectair piano, multi-sampled instrument. It's got some of the new snapshot features already set up here. So you can, this is a feature in Ableton 11. It's not called snapshots, but that's basically what it is you can set, okay, all my macros like this, and then you can create kind of like an instance of it, so you can just quickly switch between them. But where did our music go? Huh, I felt like we lost it. But that's too bad. I wanted to just kind of like listen to that. But that's an example of an instrument here that's had kind of like a melancholy and definitely a keyboard oriented sound. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I see that these other 2 demo sets were from here, the setting the scene. So I guess these are all the projects. So chapter 1, montage and setting the scene. These are the 3 projects that they're using as demos, but you can load them up here and see how they were built. So that's pretty cool. MIDI clips. Let's see what they've got for MIDI clips. They got construction kits. So I guess I could go ahead and create a new live set. Well, actually, I'll just do this. I'll go back to the one that I had set up before we switched to the demo set here. And we can just kind of see what some of these construction kit elements sound like. Go ahead and put in, I'm just going to pick like 3 random ones here. So this is so I mean, that's pretty fast drag and drop. Got some interesting qualities there. And I mean, for my money, I'll tend to not actually use the MIDI loops like verbatim. I'll take, you know, maybe the sound, or maybe I'll extract some kind of harmonic chord progression out of these MIDI notes, come up with something that's my own, but use these sounds. I like the fact that the construction kits have already matched sounds together that work well. And there's quite a lot going on here in the construction kit area. MIDI clips, some drums, so some actual drum loops. And these are going with the drum kits. Like I remember there was a drum rack called Cello Impacts. I like that one. So I was just recently working on making a movie trailer that had to have this kind of like dark and aggressive vibe. So just having something like that to start with can inspire my melody, my chord progression, the overall balance and kind of mood and stuff like that. So this stuff's really cool. I like this a lot. But I wanted to take a look at the samples since there's 2,800 samples. That's a lot of samples. So probably a lot of these are being used in the instruments. Some percussion. Kind of found sounds from a guitar. Oh, some kind of interesting risers here. That's sort of an interesting idea. I'm actually going to go ahead and drag that up there so that it's available to me next time I want to look that up, because I'm always looking for like new riser sounds, things that just don't sound quite so quite so common, you know, like all the riser sounds we've all heard a million times. So gosh, there's a lot of really interesting stuff in here. Tons of Foley stuff. Let's see what this stuff's got. I've turned off my preview. Wow, that's cool stuff. So I mean, we can do if we were to like drag some of this in here and then just do a quick reverse on this. I think being able to create some new risers, some new swells, new effects that are more modern is maybe another cool way to use this. Like go back, visit old tracks or old performances, and then kind of inject some new layers in with maybe some new transitions Could be also like a great use for this enormous collection of samples, you know, like that is a pretty that's pretty amazing. Just like the general, just the range of sounds available in this pack, I think is pretty amazing. Sound effects, synth pads and stabs, voices. I want to go over there's another sound pack I want to go over soon called Voice Box. It's kind of funny. Whispering sounds. Wow, so I love this. I really like this a lot. I think this is a really cool sounding sound pack. Probably what I would summarize is it's exactly what it says. It's great for experimental sounds, cinematic sounds, scoring. It's going to be really great for any kind of situation where you want to have created like an ambient vibe. So there's some cool instruments here for a broad range, whether you're looking for plucky, percussive, droning. There's a lot of different sounds in here, but they're all sort of aimed at the same thing of trying to create a context, trying to create a mood. And so that's really seems to be coming through, fulfilling its promise. You know, that's what it claims to do. Everything I can see, it's that and more, because there's such an extensive library of samples in here as well that you can. Geez, I mean, with all the mangling capabilities of samplers, there's just a lot you could do with this. So I think it's definitely inspiring me to start working on some of my newer projects where I need to create ambient spaces. If you guys have any requests on packs you want me to look at, or how to work with these packs, anything like that, just let me know. I am totally down for switching focus to something else. I'm trying to move through the Ableton packs, and then eventually I'm going to move through my NI packs and also the packs that I have in Cubase. I have a pretty extensive collection there, and also maybe some Groove Agent stuff. I've got a lot of Beat Agent and Groove Agent drum packs that I personally want to kind of get through, figure out, but I'm happy to do those too. And if there's a pack out there or some collection that I can get my hands on that you want me to cover, please let me know. All right. So again, thanks a lot for being here. Check out Mood Reel, and I think it comes with Ableton 11, so you can either buy it, I guess, or get Ableton 11. It'll come free with Suite anyway. And I'll see you on Wednesday. All right. Take care.